Namaste, a hearty welcome to all of you. Children, look at this mud pot lamps. Both of them, they have the same shape. They are in fact pentagonal shapes. They have got same area, same color, same volume also. In fact, they have got same masses. They have got 61 grams each. Okay, so these two are identical in all respects. In science and mathematics, we call such a pair of objects as congruent. Okay, congruent objects means identical in all respects. In 9th standard mathematics, chapter 5 is triangles. Okay, this chapter mainly focus on one particular concept called triangles. In fact, congruent triangles, congruency in triangles, its applications and inequalities in triangles also. It's a very important and fundamental chapter. Shall we start discussing this chapter, children? Okay, we will start. Here are two glass bangles which are congruent to each other. Okay, these are another pair of bangles in red color. These two are also congruent to each other. So here are two sketch pens which are again congruent to each other. So we can see many objects around us which are congruent to each other. Okay, there are 4 sessions allotted for this chapter, children. So today, this being the first session. Hope you are all enjoying the lessons at your school. Maintain the social distance, wear mask, wash your hands frequently, take care of your health and be regular in your studies. I am T.K. Prasannamurthy, retired headmaster, Vijaya High School, Jayanagar, Bangalore 11. Children, here is our brief statistics of the entire chapter. So there are 9 worked examples are there, 4 exercises with 27 problems and 1 activity with 4 optional problems. For this, 26 pages are printed in our textbook, part number 1. So there are totally 8 theorems are there. Among these 8 theorems, there are 5 theorems are there, and for 2 theorems, converse is given, corollary is also there. And out of 8 theorems, proof for only 3 theorems are given in our textbook. They are theorem number 5.1, 5.2 and 5.8. So altogether there are about 36 wonderful problems are there in this unit. Okay, let me once again tell you the meaning of the word congruent. Congruent means identical in all aspects. Okay, so let us try to understand the meaning of congruent triangles in particular. 2 triangles are called congruent triangles if there are 2 conditions are there. Condition number 1, they must have the same shape, and condition number 2, they must have the same area. Okay, so area means it is the amount of or the extent of surface contained within the boundary of a figure, and you know already what do you mean by a surface. This is in fact definition 5. Can you please recall it, friends? That which has only length and breadth is called surface. Okay, now look at the triangle ABC and triangle DF, children. So these two have the same shape and the same area. So triangle ABC and triangle DF are called congruent triangles. Now let us see some kg cardboard cuttings in order to understand this better. So here are 2 congruent triangles. See, they have got same shape and same area. This can be tested by just superimposing one triangle on the other, so they fit in exactly. Therefore, we say that these two triangles are congruent. Now look at these two right triangles. Okay, these two right triangles are again congruent, because if you superimpose like this, they are going to fit in exactly. Therefore, we call these to have the same shape and the same area. Therefore, these two are congruent to each other. So these two are isosceles triangles which are congruent to each other, because see, when superimposed, they are going to fit in exactly. Okay, so this is the meaning of congruent triangles. At the same time, look at these two triangles. So these two have the same shape but not the same area. Areas are different. Therefore, we call them as similar triangles, which you are going to study in the 10th standard classes. Okay, now, so having understood the concept of congruent triangles, we proceed like this. If two triangles have the same shape and the same area, then they are said to be congruent to each other. This is called the converse of the definition. So we will see the definition of congruent triangles and the converse of the definition both in one slide. This is the symbol we have got. Triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF. So two equals with an S, sleeping S on the top of it, should be read as is congruent to Sarvasama. Okay, Tribuja ABC, Sarvasama Tribuja DEF. So symbol for congruent is this, or we can write just three horizontal lines like this also. Both are allowed. At the same time, symbol for equality is just this, two parallel lines. Okay. Now, what is the difference between the following statement, children? So triangle ABC is equal to triangle DEF. And secondly, triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF. The meaning is this: if two triangles are congruent, which means that they have the same shape as well as the same area also. Okay. Now, if the two triangles are equal, triangle PQR is equal to triangle KLMN, means the shapes are different but areas are same. They are same in only in one dimension. We have to write equals. If they are identical in all aspects, then we have to say congruent. The word congruent has to be used. So symbol for congruent is this. So this is called the symbol for similarity, is called sleeping S or squiggle. So having squiggle means having bends which is not straight. This is the symbol for equality. In later you will come to know that if two triangles are equal in area, then they are said to be congruent triangles. Hence, this is the symbol for congruency. So equality plus similarity is nothing but the congruency symbol. A triangle will have three sides and three angles. Sides and angles are called elements of a triangle. So a triangle has 6 elements. Okay. Even in chemistry also we use the term element. Element means it is the simplest form of matter which cannot be further divided into simpler forms. Example, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, phosphorus, etc. And we all know that there are about 118 elements are there. So we have to understand now what are the corresponding vertices. So if two triangles are congruent, so we say the vertex A corresponds to vertex D, vertex B corresponds to vertex E, and C corresponds to F. Okay. Now corresponding angles, look at the corresponding angles. Angle BAC and angle EDF are called corresponding angles. They are marked with 1 arc. Now, whereas angle ABC and angle DEF are the corresponding angles, so they are marked with 2 similar arcs. And finally, angle BCA and angle DFE are again corresponding angles. Now finally, corresponding sides. So AB and DE are called corresponding sides. Let us mark with one line like this, and BC and EF are the corresponding sides. So let us mark with two lines like this, and finally CA corresponds to FD. So 3 lines on those sides. Let us mark like this. So this is how we mark the corresponding angles and the corresponding sides of congruent triangles. These are called corresponding parts of congruent triangles. So CPCT. So C means corresponding, P means part, C means congruent, T means triangles. CPCT means corresponding parts of congruent triangles. So if two triangles are congruent, then all the 6 elements of one triangle, don't you think, are respectively equal to all the 6 elements of another triangle? So if triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF, then point number 1, the side AB is equal to DE, BC is equal to EF, CA is equal to FD, and angle BAC is equal to angle EDF, and angle ABC is equal to angle DEF, and finally angle BCA is equal to angle EFD. Conversely, if all the 6 elements of one triangle are equal to all the 6 elements of another triangle, then we can say that those two triangles are said to be congruent. Let us see both in one slide only. Now let us perform an activity in order to understand another important concept or related to congruent triangles. Shall we do that now, friends? Yes. And now we wanted to construct a triangle ABC such that, say, only one element is given. Say the length of BC is given as, say, 10 centimeter. So this is B and this is C. So given only one element, do you think that we can construct a triangle? Definitely not. Okay. Let us say that 2 elements are given. Two elements are given, then also it is not possible to construct a triangle. Say if BC and AB are given, did we got a triangle? No. Here also, in this case also, we didn't got a triangle. Finally, if 2 angles are given, if angle ABC and angle ACB are given, is it possible to construct, children? No. So if 2 elements are given, it is not at all possible to construct a triangle. So now there are 3 elements are given, that is the length of 3 sides are given. Okay, so if 3 elements are given out of 6 elements, then only it is possible to construct a triangle. If just 1 element is given, or if 2 elements are given like this, then it is not at all possible to construct a triangle. Say if 3 sides of a triangle are given, then we can construct a triangle. Let us remember this as yes, 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 yes for sides. Okay, now let us go to another possibilities. Okay, now here you can see 2 angles and a side are given. So if 2 angles and a side are given, then also we are going to get a triangle. So let us remember this as 2 angles and a side like this. Call it as ASA. Now let us go to the next case, wherein all the 3 angles are given. Is it possible, children, to construct a triangle only when all the 3 angles are given? Definitely not. We cannot construct a triangle when all the 3 angles are given. Now let us go to another important case wherein two sides and an angle is given. So yes, two sides are given and an angle is given. Let us remember this as yes, yes. So the next case is this. So now two sides 90 degrees is given. So this is also, here also we have given two sides and an angle. So we will write, remember this as yes, yes. Okay. Next case please. Another interesting case wherein two sides and an angle is given. Okay. So 10 centimeter, here it is. So this is 10 centimeter. This is BC. Okay, this is 10 centimeter. Now, angle ABC is given as 40 degrees. So, angle ABC is given as 40. So, here it is 40. Join these 2 points. So, this angle is 40 degrees. Correct. Now, the length of BA is given as 5 centimeter. So 5 centimeter, let us take 5 centimeter as radius and cut this. So this is the point A. Okay. Now join A and C. This is the required triangle. Here this is AB, 5 centimeter. So this is again the case of two sides and an angle. We will write this as yes, yes. Okay. Now we will come to another very interesting case wherein two sides and an angle is given, but this is a very interesting case, children. So please observe carefully. So first draw BC is equal to 10 centimeter. So this is 10 centimeter. So let us call it as BC. This is 10 centimeter. So angle ABC is 40 degrees. Here is 40 degrees. Join these 2 points. Join these 2 points. So this angle is 40 degrees. Okay. Now there is something very interesting to observe. The length of CA is given as 7. So let us take 7 centimeters as radius. CA is given. With C as center, let us cut this. Oh, it is cutting at one more point. So this one is cutting this ray here. This is A and this point is also A. So we can now join CA and this one also. Both of them are at a distance of 7 centimeter from C only. So here we got two triangles. This is one triangle ABC and this is also triangle ABC satisfying these two conditions. Do you know why we got two triangles for these measurements? The answer is this: the angle given is not included between these two sides. These are the two sides given. If the angle given is not included between these two sides, we are going to get two different triangles, whereas here two sides and an included angle is given. Here we are going to get a unique triangle, one and only one triangle. Okay, so this we will write it as A, yes, yes. Okay, this is the measurements of one angle and two sides are given to us. Okay. Now finally, two angles and one side are given. So the base BC is 10 centimeter. So here two angles and a side are given. Finally, children, let us do one more construction wherein two angles and a side which is not included between them are given, and see whether we are going to get a triangle or not. Now, angle C is given, but it should have been angle A. We know that sum of three angles of a triangle is 180. So now if you add 35 and 75, you get 110 degrees. Okay. So now we know that sum of three angles of a triangle is 180. Therefore, what should be this angle? This angle A has to be 180 minus 110, which has to be 70 degrees only. Two angles and not the included side is given, then also it is possible for us to construct a triangle. So this angle is 70, this angle is 70 degrees. So this is the point C. So if this angle is 35 degrees, but they have given us this angle and not this. So if two angles and not an included side is given, then also we can construct one and only one triangle. If two angles and not an included side is given, then we are going to get two different triangles. So these are some of the activities by which we can now take some decisions. Children, so we have learned from the activity that the number of elements required to construct one and only one triangle called unique triangle is 3 elements out of 6 in some particular combinations of sides and angles. So this is what we could understand from the activity. Okay, so the meaning of unique triangle is a triangle has 6 elements, y is 3 sides and 3 angles. Now you wanted to construct a triangle using measurements of sides and angles. If we can construct one and only one triangle for a given set of measurements of sides and angles, and by any method of construction, then the triangle so constructed is called a unique triangle. ಅನನ್ಯವಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಒಂದು ತ್ರಿಭುಜ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಕರಿತೀವಿ ನಾವು. Okay, so there are only 4 combinations of sides and angles. So they are SAS, number 2 SSS, number 3 is ASA, number 4 is RHS. Okay, these are the only possible combinations of sides and angles by which we can construct a unique triangle. Can we have a criterion, children? If the measurements of all the 3 angles are given to us, then it is definitely not at all possible to construct a triangle at all. So we cannot have a criterion like. Okay, so given a set of pairs of triangles, how to find out a pair of congruent triangles? So there are 2 methods are there. The first one is by superimposition method, that is called the practical method, and the second one is the theoretical method. So let me tell you briefly, the 4 methods are there in theoretical method. Let me tell you one by one. Okay, here we go. So friends, these are the 4 criterions by which we can decide the congruent triangles. The first being SAS, the second one is ASA, the third one is SSS, fourth one is RHS. This is given as axiom in our textbook. This is given as theorem number 5.1. This is given as theorem number 5.2. 4, and this is given as theorem number 5.5 in our textbook. Among all these, for this only the proof is given in our textbook. Now, if you give just one flip like this, you can see the general enunciation for this test number 1, which states that if two sides and an included angle of one triangle are equal to two sides and an included angle of another triangle, then those two triangles are said to be congruent. So, the test number 2. So, this is a test number 2, children, ASA test, which states that if two angles and a side of one triangle are equal to two angles and a corresponding side of another triangle, then those two triangles are said to be congruent. Okay, shall we go to the third one? That is Yes Yes Criterion, which states that if three sides of one triangle are equal to three sides of another triangle, then those two triangles are said to be congruent. Finally, children, the fourth test, that is test number 4, that is RHS, which states that if right angle, hypotenuse of one right triangle are equal to right angle, hypotenuse and a corresponding side of another right triangle, then those two right triangles are said to be congruent. Okay. So, in the next coming sessions, we shall try to deal with each one of these tests and try to solve as many number of problems as possible. Okay. Now, in this first session on triangles, we have learnt definition of congruent triangles, elements of a triangle, CPCT, minimum number of elements required to construct a unique triangle, and the 4 criteria for congruent triangles. Okay. So, children, so far you have done, including 10th standard, 17 constructions. You may be surprised to see this. For all these constructions, we can give justification using the congruent triangle concepts only. Okay. So, in 10th standard classes, you are going to understand similar triangle chapter and 6 trigonometric ratios, which are based on congruent triangle concepts only. So, let us put all our sincere efforts to understand congruent triangles. Okay? Yes. Can you take down the homework, children? Construct triangle ABC with the following data. Base BC 6 cm, angle ABC 70, angle ACB 50 degrees. Draw a square of each side 5 cm with 2 diagonals. Identify pairs of congruent triangles. What is converse of a statement, children? Can you give an example for this? Give examples for congruent objects around you from your home and your classroom. Okay, in the forthcoming session, we shall explore more about the 4 criteria of congruent triangles, its application and problems. Hope you have enjoyed this session. Let us be honest in learning. Thanks for watching, friends. With all our best wishes, Namaste. Namaste. Take care, children. Namaste.